Hello, everyone. We will just wait for maybe 1 or 2 minutes more for more people to join, then we can start today's webinar. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome for joining today's webinar. Today we will be mainly talking about Odoo as a solution. How do we handle and how do we help international school to streamline their operation? So today we will be mainly covering first of all, I will introduce Odoo a little bit, and for our audience here today who don't know Odoo that well yet, and also we will share some insights about from ERP company, also implementation company perspective, what kind of issues and what kind of solutions exactly are we talking about here today. And on top of that, the most important thing is today we will do a live demo to show you exactly how does that work in the system to solve all of the different flows in international school. And also we also reserve some time for Q&A. So if our audience has any questions here today, you can leave a comment in our chat. We will get to that after we finish with our presentation here today. So first of all, I would like to introduce our speaker for today. So I'm Portia. I'm the partner manager from Odoo company. Also, we are very happy to invite our partner, Just Bro. We have Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Yeah, I think maybe the mic is not mute, but later on you will hear Michelle talking her perspective as well. And we also have Polo. Hello,
Hi, Portia.
Polo. Yes.
Yeah.
So Polo and Michelle are very experienced, you can say functional consultant and project manager from our silver partner, JustPro. Later on, they will share their perspective as well. So let's start today's webinar. So first of all, as mentioned earlier, we will introduce shortly on Odoo and what is Odoo exactly. So Odoo as a ERP system, I guess you can think of Odoo as an app store for everything that you could think of related to your business operation. You can go into the app store and install anything that you would like to use, any function you would like to instill into your business operation. Another thing about Odoo, you can see it in here, the screenshot. This is actually how the system will be looking at. All of those modules are interconnected. By interconnected, it means that you can trace a invoice back from which parent actually pay for the invoice and what kind of history do you have with this student or the corresponding parent. So it means once all the data is connected together, it can provide you with a holistic view on your reporting on a daily basis. And last but not least is the thing that I feel like make Odoo more fitting for international school is the interface. So we put a lot of time and efforts into making the interface more user-friendly. So it is very easy to understand. Your staff can be easily get hands-on with the software as well. So basically, this is the basic concept you need to know about Odoo before we move forward. And about the company, Odoo is initially started from Belgium, and that is also where our R&D is located. But globally, we have around 21 offices serving the local customers. And secondly, we also, as I mentioned earlier, my partner today here, Jaspro, they are one of the 23K official partner globally, and they are one of the 800 silver partners globally as well. And we actually work really closely with our partner to deliver solutions to our end customers. So right now we have over 28 million happy users globally as well. With that, I think here when we are joining today's webinar, a lot of you might have the question to say, when I think about international school software, I don't really instantly jump to Odoo. So what we're talking about here about Odoo and why we are saying Odoo is suitable for international school, you can see here. Actually, if you're looking at the script, you can see Odoo covers a lot of industry. So from a government organization, work health organization, to a very complicated finance and supply chain requirements, such as Mizuno and Food Panda. So all of this proves that Odoo has top security. Also, we can handle complicated flow that you might have. It means Odoo is very flexible. But what does this mean to international school? And because we also know, as our audience here today are all from international school background, you might start wondering, international school is not as a commercial organization, and how does Odoo fit into that? So right now, I would like to show you all of our customer reference up till today. I think in the past 2 decades, we have around 2,500 education industry leaders have trusted Odoo to manage their back-end and also front-end operation. Over here, you can look, we have American School, International School of Jeddah, and also American International School of Egypt. And also in APAC region, we have Yokohama International School. We also have French International School in Shanghai and the German International School as well. So both of these two international school in mainland China are implemented by my partner here, Jaspro as well. And locally, I would say in Hong Kong, we are also trusted by a very prestigious international school. And I think in the past few years, not just international school, we extended our exposure to higher education as well, such as the Polytech University of Hong Kong. So all of this actually shows to you that Odoo can manage a lot of different requirements when it comes to education industry. That actually, thanks to Odoo's flexibility, which later on we will also introduce more in depth. And next, what makes us to be so confident to be here today to say that we can handle all of the complicated requirements? So Odoo actually ranked top 1 when you're looking at open source ERP system. We also about value around 5.3 billion USD right now, which is also the reason why we have received investment from Capital G, which is an investment firm under Google as well. Not just on the value side, we also put a lot of stress and focus on our product. That is why we have established partnership with KPMG, Deloitte, all kinds of consulting firm to keep perfecting our product and deliver a better solution for our customers here today. So next, after I introduce a little bit more on Odoo, I would like to invite Michelle to introduce their company, Justbro, as well. I will hand it to Michelle right
Thank,
now.
thank you, Portia. Hello, everyone. This is Michelle, and I'm here with Paulo. We are all from Jasper. First of all, let me give you a few background of our company. So, Jasper is a digital transformation company with over 20 years of experience, helping organizations modernize their operations and achieve sustainable data-driven growth through technology. So, founded in 1999, we start as a software consulting and a development company. Over the years, we have grown into a full-service digital transformation partner. Today, we work with global enterprise and well-established brands, helping them improve efficiency, stressing governance, and building systems that can scale for long-term growth. So at Pro, we support clients across the full transformation journey, from strategy consulting, where we define the digital roadmaps and the solution design and ERP implementation and the long-term support after go live. So for us, it is not just about implementation system, it's really about delivering real measurable business value. A key milestone for us is became an Odoo official certified partner. We specialize in Odoo ERP implementation, customization, and development, with a strong focus on international schools. In fact, we have already successfully implemented Odoo for several international schools, supporting more than 600 users in total. These projects covers end-to-end operations, including finance, budgeting, procurement, HR, payroll, expense management, and approval workflows, and so on. So basically, we help schools run all of their core operations in one single integrated system instead of multiple disconnected tools. So go to next slide.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle. So that's a very extensive introduction on the company history and your expertise when it comes to international school. So next we will jump into today's essential main parts. We're talking about from our perspective what kind of realities or what kind of challenges Odoo are targeting to solve and exactly what kind of solution are we providing to our audience here today. So firstly, let's talk about the realities or the issues we're trying to tackle. So first of all, when we're talking about data silo, I would like to say this doesn't just exist in international school industry. This exists in almost all the industry globally. So this is something Odoo is proud of because we provide a whole suite solution. So with this situation, you might think of in international school, you have one system for teacher attendance. Maybe you have another accounting one. You have one for student admission. So this creates a lot of admin access for your staff, and essentially is also one of the biggest reason a lot of international school is looking for a change right now. And another special thing about international school is that you will hire a very diverse staff. Maybe they are coming from a lot of different nationalities, not to mention the students, maybe from over 60 or even more nationalities, which means you have to be compliant to a lot of different compliance, a lot of regulations. You also need to manage your HR system much more efficiently, including the visa, the passport, all of the other information as well. And next is when we're talking about international school system, I believe a lot of us are thinking about student information. But right now, when we think about international school or when you think about internally in your school, maybe your school is far beyond just student information. You have procurement, you have accounting firm, you need to manage all of the assets in your school as well. So this actually goes way beyond SIS system. And this requires all the international school to seek further to look at what kind of other solutions we can deploy in our daily operation. And the last one is about asset tracking and cost analysis. I think without mentioning, you could imagine running an international school costs millions a year. So that means our internal operation need to that stay on track of our budget, we also need to know what are we spending on a monthly basis. Also, you need to track all of the assets you have. Think about the student laptop and the student iPad you provide for them. So all of that need to be well maintained and essentially providing you with a good reporting maybe on the real-time data. So all of these are the main issues that when we talk to clients, they are very eager to solve. And this creates a huge separation between finance and operation, and it will slow the performance for international school. And when after we talk about all of those issues, you might start to think exactly what is Odoo providing for all of those international school or generally the education industry. So first of all is the basic things that Odoo is naturally providing, which is a whole suite solution. So you could think of front end, website to back end, accounting, procurement, everything you can manage in Odoo in one platform that can actually reduce your cost and also, I would say, less the workload for your staff as well. And next, we're providing a very agile HR system. Odoo's HR module can be customized to fit in both local and also your expat staff. And we can also automate the reminder or the visa renewal and to record all kind of information about their passport or maybe their home country's compliance requirement. Because in Odoo, we have offices globally. We might have the localization there already to be a step forward before you think about the local localization. And the third one is actually the most important one. It's also one of the reasons a lot of international schools are considering to switch because security is very important and your system consists a lot of sensitive information about the student and parent. So with Odoo, we are actually bank-grade security level. We are aligned with top international security protocol. We actually have monthly internal and external third-party pen test as well. So with security, you can trust all of the information with Odoo. We actually promise 99% of anti-hacking as well. And another part, I think, is something that makes all the international school has their operation on Odoo and be long-lasting is scalability. As Odoo is open source, you can extend different functions in Odoo. For example, you might need to connect to a third-party module. You might need to have some API connection with some other software you have. And all of this is actually the basic function we're providing to Odoo's clients day to day. So this is something will make each school have their own unique system and make it one of a kind and fits into your requirements. And last one is analytics and insights. So not just accounting, Odoo provides reporting feature in each and every apps that you could think of. And that means we're not just providing you a profit and loss report. We provide you reporting on your student information, on your marketing campaign, everything that you could think of. You can run a report in Odoo and all of the data are in real time as well. And I think next I will provide a very general view of Odoo's functions, but later on, I think Polo has a very detailed introduction on each flow as well. So a lot of customers come to us and they are thinking about using Odoo for HR. But once you start using HR, you might thinking payroll is actually linked with accounting. So they start using accounting as well. But accounting, actually, I need to track my assets. So with assets, I extend my function to inventory and to my procurement with purchase. And with that, I started to use Odoo for my front end to manage my event, to collect fees from the parents for them to register for different events. And with that, we also are connected with CRM. So you can keep track of all the information you have, and you can get to know the possible student number you might have for the next academic year. So all of this are tools to support international school grow bigger and expand further. And next, I think I will have Michelle to talk more from implementation partners' perspective, what kind of issue they have seen and what kind of solutions they think Odoo is providing for international school.
Thank you, Portia. So international schools are quite different from regular companies. They operate in much more complex environments. For example, they usually have multiple campuses and deal with multi-currency financial management. On top of that, budgeting is more complicated because costs need to be allocated across departments, campus, and different activities. And HR and payroll are also complicated, especially with international staff, different contract types, and various compensation structures. At the same time, schools must meet auditor requirements, which means everything needs to be well documented and traceable. And finally, as international schools handle a lot of daily works, operations that are not standard business process, like events, admissions, student service, and other school activities, which create a high volume of operational work. So in this kind of scenario, international schools face quite a lot of challenges. So first, a lot of information is still stored in separate Excel sheets across admissions, finance, HR, and operations. So the data is often inconsistent and really hard to manage. The second, there is no end-to-end view from inquiry, enrollment, billing to service, and means leadership cannot clearly see the full student journey or get complete picture of the business. Third, a budget management is full manually. With data coming from multiple departments, it takes a lot of time to collect and consolidate everything, and mistakes can easily happen. And finally, approval process are handled manually without proper tracking. So it's hard to know who approved what, and things often get delayed. To address these challenges, Jasper has built a delivered end-to-end Odoo solutions designed especially for international schools. Typically, we cover key areas like accounting and finance, budget planning and control, procurement, expense management, approval workflows, HR and payroll, employee lifecycle, and reporting dashboard. And include also the website design. With this, we help school move away from spreadsheets and its connected system into one fully integration platform, Odoo. Our key strategy is connecting finance and operation in one system, so everything works together. This gives school real-time visibility into things like budget usage, staff costing, procurement commitments, and others benefits. So in the end, it helps leadership make faster, more confident decisions with better transparency and control. So to give you a better idea of our solution, we can now walk you through a quick demo around 30 minutes. So I will now hand over to Paulo. Hello, Paulo. So you may continue with the demonstration.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. So let me request for share my screen. Let me check the screen. Okay, so everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can now see the screen.
Okay, hi everyone. Thanks for being here. So in next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you in Odoo how we can using all these apps for international school solution. We just follow one story and go step by step. We will from the website sign up, then go through all the CRM, and we walk through the events and generating the contacts, including all those apps we will integration together. So the first thing, let me just open the dashboard and see how will be our demo plan for today. Okay, so here I just showing you what will be like, just like Michelle mentioned, how will be the end-to-end school operations. So basically, we will separate the 7 parts here for administration, management, and also we having the students, family records, and we were having the tuition and collection. Then we're going through the internal resourcing for the human resource, recruitment, all this kind of thing. And for the external parent service, we were using the help desk to generating all the supporting tickets. And for the school operation or procurement, we were having the purchasing, inventory, maintenance, all kind of these things. And other related module will provide more powerful function of the science, document, and whatever. Okay, so we go into the first one is like a parent, how they're going to do. So in that case, I will just like using a website. Let me drag a website here. So this is the guest mode, right? So in the guest mode, Odoo can publish your school's website on the internet and publish all those events or appointments and whatever information. And from my parent view, so I'm very simple. I just going to enroll. So it will just give you a roughly form. So let me just doing some, for example, I'm John Smith. I going to putting my email here and I filling my subject, just like inquiry and my child name. Maybe I have a Emma Smith. And I have an intended grade. I select the grade I want. If you're having some referral by, you can fill in. If you're not, just don't put in and click simply to submit this information. So that's kind of the from parent side, just like a very easy online sign up. You don't need to have any phone call or whatever. So now I will switch to school internal operation here. So I'm going to the section is for the admission management. So if we go into checking the leads here, you can see it's what automatic generating the leads, including the information, who will get in this information. So I can easily to convert this information like to opportunity because sometimes we need to do some like a fill up. So make sure this is like a real leads and it's make reasonable. So we will convert that information to the opportunities. And also during we convert to the opportunities, we can assign to the different sales team to handling that, or maybe I just want to follow up. I switch to myself and I'm just going to create the opportunity. So let's here, I just using the send information, create. So once we create this information, if we back into the CRM, so here we can see it's a lot like pipeline stage. So basically for the pipeline stage here, we can showing you, we have the different stage like inquiry, tour, application, offer, or enrolled. So all these kind of the steps. And for this leads, I just convert into the inquiry section. So I can follow up with the parents to make sure we have the email communication, or maybe we have a direct phone call and also arrange for some schedule. So we can using the Odoo schedule function here, we can define like how to do or email or meeting, or even I will arrange a campus tour maybe for next Monday. So all this activity can be scheduled and using the email communication together to make sure you don't need to having all these other spreadsheets to follow up. So for the school point of view, So all your internal resourcing can centralize in this stage. For example, if I want to quick check for the grade G7, so I want to see how many like the opportunity here. So I can see, oh, now I have a John Smith. I will also going to schedule for the tour. And also we having some students is for the application. So in that case, it can remind you all this information during the activity. So here you can see we have a campus tour on next Monday. So all this reminder on the board, it's going to to-do list. So nothing can forgotten if you just maintain in your separate Excel spreadsheets or whatever. So when the parent just come here and we can just using follow up to make sure this is already done. So that is a very simple way to follow up all these kind of session. Okay. Okay. So now for the admission management, just follow up the opportunity to make sure the parents have been scheduled, have been meeting, and now maybe the parents make sure they decide to choosing the school. So we need to create for the students records. So in Odoo, if we're going to the contact information here, it will centralize all kind of your information. For example, we have the students here, we have the parents. So each individual students we can link into the parents, and also we have the school information can showing you all this kind of thing. So now I just easily to create like for the students is Emma Smith. So the role is will be students, and also in Odoo, it can be linking the whole family. So that means I can also creating their parents here and make sure what will be the roles here. And if you have a multiple, you can also having all this kind of information. So before we sign up the school, we need some information providing by the student's parents or the family. So in Odoo, we have the document apps. So that means, for example, here, I go into the document. So that's kind of like of the SharePoint, all the centralized document, whatever your internal or external, they can be going to inside. So as here, I just simply request Emma Smith need to providing, for example, the passport information. So I request for the passport, and also I request for some like healthy records. So I just record the healthy record. So all this kind of information Odoo will automatic to send an email to the parents' email address. So they once receiving the email notice, they can direct reply of the email and uploading the file. So at here, you will be showing the existing file. So here I just easily to manually to uploading the information. So uploading the passport or healthy records. So all this kind of information, it will centralize in Odoo, like we call that it's like shared documents, and it can be centralized to make sure individual records will be digitalized and keeping the safe storage. So that will be the document information we already having. And also, before Emma going to the school, we might also need Emma to sign an agreement. So in that case, we can go into the sign module. So the sign module can easily to, if you have some templates files or just you drafting some information. So at here, I using some sample here. I just uploading the PDF files. So it may be just standardized of this information for student enrollment agreement. And we can also creating some signature just here. And if I want a date, if I want to having all the initial file put in here, okay. So it's very simple to creating a signed document. And this information we can direct sending to the related persons. So I was using my name to simulation. So I just using just pro here and sign now. So in that case, so when the parents receiving the e-sign documents, it was showing you going to reading all this information, then you need to going to sign all your signature here and make sure what will be the information. And once this information has been validated, then you can validate and send the complete document back into the Odoo system. So the Odoo system will keep this e-signature information and make sure that can be just like you already signed the document. Okay, so that will be very easy way to electronic to sign all this information. So that's one we just calling about all the students and the family records. We just using the context to management. Then we can also including linking all those compliance documents, just like a master data information. So that will be the students and the family records. And now, when the students already register and sign the agreement, then we need to generating some bills. So in the school, we were having the tuition and the collection in accounting section. So the first one, I was going to check in school, what will be the most roughly tuition list. So if I switch by the category here, so it was just showing you there is a kind of the different type. So we can create the standard of the school tuitions, and we having some activity, administration fee, registration fee, or even for some events, insurance, or meal, or transportation. So all kind of this we can using the Odoo for maintenance. So for example, I want just a quick search for term one. So let me just say, okay, term one. So here just showing you all this term one related service fee, including the tuition, after school, boarding free, or breakfast or whatever. So that's kind of things you can just standardize and creating the standard price. So when we need to generating the invoicing, so it's very simple. We can just using the accounting for the sales invoicing to generating. So I just easily to creating one for Emma Smith. Okay, so we can having the products. So I just using terms one, for example, the boarding fee. Maybe also I add in the registration fee or whatever. So it's very easy. We can set up the different terms depending on the family pay or company pay. You can set up all this kind of the information here and easily to confirm this invoicing. And also for the Odoo sales module, it's already integration in China with the VAT system. So it can be easily to generating the VAT 发票 in China area. So once we generating the custom invoicing, so you can also creating some invoicing templates. You can generating the different payment terms. You can direct the payment through WeChat, Alipay, or bank transfer, or even for the cash. So all this kind of the invoicing, we just finish here. So next stage will be like the parents they were going to pay. So for the payment in the Odoo system, we were having just like two different way. So the first thing is we will just register this payment for the invoicing. So it's just very simple. I select the bank, and there will be the payment information. And then the next one, when we're going to for the monthly bank statement, because the Odoo bank also can integration with the bank. So for example, the bank statement, if we're going to check, we can manually import the statement or we online synchronize the bank statement. So at here, I will easily to manually to put in one, just like receiving fee, and also for the partner is Emma Smith, and what will be the amount. So I just add on. So Odoo will immediately to recognize which invoice already matching for this one and reconcile for the invoicing. So if we back into the sales invoicing here, it was showing you the status will be already paid. So that's for the school finance team. It's very simple because for the invoicing session, we also can trigger for the automatic to generating. And for the bank statement, you can also going to generating from the synchronize. So in that case, if we back into see all the, we call that is the trial balance, that will be more accounting purpose. It will clear show you your bank is increasing, you don't have any accounts receivable, then you have the revenue, and also if you have the VAT tax, we're having that information. And from the school accounting purpose, the most important thing is about the budget. So at here, Odoo can provide you is a very flexible budget system to monitoring all your real-time activities. For example, here I can showing you now in the school we have the different call center. You can thinking that is like a department, and then every department we can having the different budget line. So it can showing you all this budget information, and for this amount, it's automatic to receiving from the different module to what be affect the budget. You can also switch to the pivot table to easily to export to the spreadsheets, or if you want just to simple have the graph view to see now what will be my trend lines to see if I switch to the different budget session to showing all this information. So here is just like for the Odoo can provide you see the real time of the budget. You don't need have extra spreadsheets to handling all these kind of the numbers because all is a real time and automatic to update. Okay. Okay, so that's just kind of the accounting session. And now we're going to see more about the internal resourcing like the employee or whatever. So the first one, I will going to open the Odoo employee apps. So here we can see, let me just showing here. So we're having the different department. We having the administration department. We have the teacher learning department. So all this kind of thing in Odoo, we can have the hierarchy structure. So you can easily to know for every individual department what will be the organization of that information. For example, if I want to check like Sarah, so you can see here we have the Sarah records, and we're going to click inside. So in the employee profiles, it was storage of all this working information. You can see the organization chart, what will be the manager, and what will be the job position, and what will be the working address. And also the resume information, just like we mentioned, Odoo can provide a very powerful skill and the certification knowledge basis. So at here, we can automatic to dynamic to update this information. And these skills, we can also integration with the Odoo e-learning module. So that's mean if you're creating some like a training or certification testing, so once they're going to pass the certification, so their skill will automatic to updating to their profiles. And personal information will be more important and also can keeping the safety and make sure the right security access can see the information. Same as a payroll, because the Odoo can give you a very flexible payroll power tools, can calculation whatever is your local staff, or maybe you have some foreigner staff. So all these kind of the different payroll rule you can easily to configure in Odoo payroll modules. So that would be like the employees information. And also, the most important thing is we need to like the recruitment. So here we can going to see in the recruitment session, you can creating all those kind of your just like your job open job position. And this job position, you can easily to make sure it's already published to your website. So for this one, I just using the middle school of the ESL teachers. So I have the target. I need to 6 new employee, and also I can set up some expert accept skills. So we can adding all this information, just like some soft skill or whatever we need. And also for the degree, if we need to master at least. So for this information, we can publish to the website. So that's mean let me using the guest module. Previously I using for the parent, but now I using for the like some interesting teacher or whatever. So I switch here. So going to the job session. So now you can see we publish this job offer here. So in that case, if you want to interested, you can direct apply on the website. So at here, I'm going to testing like this is a Jason Wang and Jason at demo.com. So putting some numbers, and also you can choosing your demo. Let me choosing some CV here and just for check. So I'm just clicking this one, very simple. So once you apply the job from the website, so your internal hire officer here, you are going to see, hey, my targets will be like 6 to recruit, and now we have 1 new applications, so we can go into check. So JSON 1, the record is automatic to showing in the new lines. So in the meantime, it will also digitalize the CV files here. So if there is any information, it will automatic to put into the all this type of the skill or whatever. So in that case, you can define your different stage to say what will be my application. Maybe I will have in some first interview, I need to generating, and second interview, we need to do some evaluation to make sure it's a fit our school requirements and so on. So let all these things, once you're done, you say, I want to sign the contract. So you can just easily to sign the contract. Then you need to create the employee profile, make sure it's onboarding. So in that case, the Odoo can provide you from the beginning. We receiving the online job application, we do the interviews, then we maintain his skill, we revalue his performance, then finally we just sign off and make sure you are going to getting the employee and launch the onboarding plan. So that will be very simple and just one way to going through. Okay, so that will be the like the human resource and recruitment session. And the next one I will going to easily to showing you is for the parent service. So in the parent service, we in Odoo we were using the help desk to capture all these supporting or tickets. So the help desk is not only for internal supporting, it can also providing for the external, like following up or need to supporting. So every question just become a ticket, one case, one number. So nothing will get lost in during the phone or whatever. And all this will be linking to the parents and students. So the staff can see what will be the exactly straight away. For example, transportation and bus. So here I can easily to see what will be current new tickets not solved, which one is in progress, which one is waiting for customer. And also for all these tickets, I can easily choose checking. For example, I want to see the whole grade is a G3. So here it was showing you all these tickets, so I can easily to know what will be solved, what will be in process, or what need to the follow up with the customer. So that will be the parents help desk. Okay, then the next section will be like the procurement and facilities. So basically, the school, we need a lot of the approved informations. So in Odoo system, we can also creating like the different type of the approval and through the different approval workflow. So here I just very simple, I just going to doing some purchasing request. So here I switch the owner to Michelle just for in case. So here I want to purchasing like some laptop or whatever. I just want a laptop, and also for the laptop we going to check do we have any vendor. We also have the particular vendor to assign it. So we make sure this request that we're going to sending. So if I submit approval, then at here, because my role will be the manager to approval, so you can see it's easily to approval for the section. So I approval this request. Then because this one is like a purchasing request, so the Odoo will automatic to creating the request for code to the vendor sides. So in that case, that will be generating, for example, that we confirm there will be like the purchasing orders. So when the vendor providing the goods back, we're going to receiving the goods, then we're going to validate the information, and also we're going to uploading the vendor bill and do the payment. So that will also back into the accounts payable cycle round. So that's a kind of the procurement information. And also, if we having some daily expense, so it's very simple. You can direct scan your receipt or VAT invoice here and submit to your manager. And once it's approved, so the money will transfer from the bank or including in your payroll slip next round. So that will be also a very simple way to handling that. And the final section will be like some relate capabilities. Just I think I will jump into the Odoo apps list to showing you like more reasonable. So for example, the Odoo sales here, we can see we have the CRM and sales. We also have the point of sales. So if we having some like shop in the school, we can using the point of sale to generating all those cash sales or whatever sales information. And the website also we can publish the e-commerce. So for example, for the school's uniform, we can go into using the website to go in that. And also we can having the internal e-learning and online job, just we mentioned. The service, we also can doing some projects or timesheets. We also have the help desk appointment, can arrange for the campus open date. Accounting, we can having the standard accounting session for the supply chain. If you're having some maintenance, we can also using that information. The human resource will also including the expense, time off, and all this attendance, all this information can be in here. So basically, there will be like today, I think the demo is quite a rush, but just we try to keep you understand how will be the Delhi International School will handling that. So next, I will passing to Portia to our ending overview or recap or QA session.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Polo. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Polo did a really all the overview of what Odoo can do for it. I guess you cover all the flows already. But if our guests today are interested in a more detailed flow, I mean, you can also contact us after the session as well. I would say if we have some time for question, if we have any question, if not, I think we have a short minute. Maybe Michelle can introduce a little bit on their success story with their implementation on one of their clients, or maybe our audience here today can have some takeaway from that. Maybe
Sure.
we'll just do the success story from here. And if you guys have any question, feel free to type it in the chat as well.
Okay. Thank you, Portia. And thank you, Paulo, for the excellent demo. So next, I'd like to share one of our successful international school implementation projects, which just will help the school achieve its digital transformation goals using the Odoo platform. So this leading international school has more than 1,000 students from over 16 nationalities across multiple campuses in Shanghai, China. They were facing many common challenges that growing schools experience, like manual process, limited visibility across different departments, and increased requirements for governance. So before the project, most departments were working in their own system and spreadsheets. Because of that, data was often inconsistent. Reporting took a lot of time and a lot of manual efforts, and the management didn't have real-time visibility into what was happening. So one key challenge was budget management. Everything was handled in Excel. So department heads didn't really have a clear visibility on actual spending, commitments, or remaining budget. This made it difficult to control cost and increased the risk of overspending. And procurement was also very manual. Purchase request, approval, and the supply communications were mostly done by email and a paper-based process. It was hard checking where each request was in the process. It took a lot of efforts. So HR and payroll had a similar issue. Employee information was spread across multiple files. So managing contracts, payroll, leaving, and the staff records were time consuming and not very efficient. So the main goal of this project was simple. To build a single source of truth for the whole organizations and improve efficiency and transparency and financial control. So after implementing Odoo for them, then for the client, they saw clear improvements across several areas. First, all daily transactions were brought into Odoo. This removed duplicate data entry and reduced the reliance and spreadsheets. Second, the procurement became fully digital. So purchase requests now follow a standard approval workflow, which improves transparency, shorten approval time, and gives staff real-time visibility on request status. So the budget management became much more structured. Department heads now clearly see budget usage, commitments, and remaining balance in the system with real-time actual reporting. And HR and payroll become more efficient through centralized employee data, and automatically the payroll report slip were processed in the system. This reduced manual work and improved data accuracy. Important now, school leadership now has real-time dashboard and reporting, so they can make faster and more informed decisions based on accurate data. So today they are operating with stronger governance, better financial transparency, and improved efficiency with Odoo system that support future growth and ongoing digital transformations. So this is the project we have done in these 2 years. So actually they have achieved a lot of benefits from Odoo system. So now pass on to Portia to see if any question, we can go to the Q&A session.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for everyone who are joining today as well. I think we will save it for a few minutes to see if we have any question. If you are interested in the solution we just talked about as well, you can keep the screenshot and contact us after the webinar as well. We will wait for a few minutes to see if there is any questions. Okay, I think that's it for today. If you are interested, I think most of you guys have already signed up. After this, we will also send a screen recording. You can also check for more detailed if you miss some information here today as well, and feel free to contact us after this webinar as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for Michelle and Polo as well for very detailed explanation on your solution.
Okay, thanks, Portia.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye-bye.